All right. Halftime. Purple Huddle, the first Purple Huddle halftime broadcast. I'm your host, Josh Frey, managing editor over at purpleptsd.com. If you haven't checked us out yet, make sure to go do that. We'll have plenty of post game, live reactions, all sorts of stuff coming up after this game. But to get into this first half, man, turnovers, they just continue to be the problem for the Minnesota Vikings. They had two really bad turnovers again. First drive of the game, you get a 45-yard pass interference call on a pass to Jordan Addison. And then shortly thereafter, Kirk Cousins again throws a ball to the goal line. KJ Osborne, intercepted by Sam Franklin, making his first start of the season, takes it back 99 yards for a touchdown. That's at the very least a 10-point swing. And if it could have been a 14-point swing if the Vikings had been able to punch the ball into the end zone. That arguably is the worst turnover of the season to date. And just the fact that this team continues to move the ball offensively and then get near the goal line and just turn the ball. It's the most frustrating thing. It is the most frustrating thing about this Vikings team in 2023. Something that they had some struggles with in 2022, but it was overshadowed by the fact that they were able to create turnovers on defense. They were able to move the ball at the end of the game, at the end of the half. They were able to punch the ball into the end zone when they needed to, and they just haven't been able to do that to this point in the season. It's a big reason why they're 0-3 week one. You go back to it, that interception on the goal line that Christian Izien came up with against Tampa Bay. Buccaneers win that game by one possession. Week two, Justin Jefferson fumbles out of the end zone. Eagles win that game by one possession. Week three, you got a couple bad turnovers in that one too. TJ Hawkinson on the first drive of the game takes it into the red zone after a catch, fumbles it away, and then at the end of the game, back-to-back red zone possessions, and you aren't able to get a score. That's the same sort of theme with this game. Kirk Cousins, another interception, trying to feed the ball into KJ Osborne in the corner of the end zone, gets picked off, taking 99 yards. And then at the end of the half, the 21-yard line. So technically, if there's any silver lining, this wasn't a red zone turnover. So I guess we can take that away as a good thing. It was on the 21 instead of the 20. But yeah, that gets picked off. And then the Carolina Panthers are able to kick a field goal at the end of the half. This game, it just doesn't feel like the Vikings are able to just create any sort of points when they desperately need to. And it's a big reason that they haven't found a way to win. I'm not going to put any sort of blame on the defense. They've given up 6 points in this game. It's been as advertised for the Carolina offense. Bryce Young being the first overall pick, there was a lot of hype around him as he headed to Carolina. But at the end of the day, he's making his third NFL start. He ended the half with a grand total of 9 completions for 75 yards. This defense is doing just about everything they can. The Panthers are averaging 2.8 yards in the ground. There's very little reason for this team to have 13 points going into the second half. And a large portion of the blame has to be put on this offense right now. They just haven't been able to generate plays when they need to. And yeah, it just doesn't, it's not going to generate winning football. Kirk Cousins, at the end of the day, he needs to get the ball out a lot faster. I get it. The past few years, we've blamed the offensive line for a lot of the struggles, but that hasn't been the case this year. If you look at any sort of metric, they're basically in the top 5 in terms of pass protection. A lot of these hits have to deal with Kirk Cousins just not getting the ball out in a timely manner. And he continues to just sit in the pocket, wait for plays to develop perfectly before he throws the ball away. Coming into this week, he had the 12th longest time to throw in the entire NFL at 2.89 seconds. Tua is over half a second ahead of him at like 2.3 coming into this week. So that's just the that's the disparity we're looking at right now. Everybody that's taking longer than Kirk Cousins right now is a rookie quarterback, Bryce Young, CJ Stroud, those type of players, or they're extremely mobile and they can roll out of the pocket when they need to. And Hurts. These are all kinds of guys that when they need to buy time, they're able to do that and create plays with their legs. Kirk Cousins just doesn't have the athletic ability to do that sort of thing. And he's going to have to get the ball out a lot faster for this Vikings team to find success. I think that's a big part of why the turnovers have been such a big problem is just he needs to get the ball out a lot faster than he has. And the Carolina Panthers get the ball to start the second half. It's honestly, if you're a Vikings fan, this is probably the worst case scenario going into this week. You needed to make a statement going on the road, 0-3 coming into this week. You desperately need a win against a rookie quarterback in Bryce Young and an offense that really hasn't done much to impress over the first 3 weeks of the season. Honestly, they've been among the bottom half of the league in just about everything. And there's really no reason for the Vikings to be losing this game right now. It's all the blame is on the offense for me. I think the defense has done just fine in containing Young and containing the running game. It's just a matter of Kirk Cousins making plays. That's all it's going to come down to. Justin Jefferson got banged up in the first half, took a huge hit on a screenplay that Jordan Addison just didn't get a good enough block. Luckily, he was able to come back, so it looks like the wind just got knocked out of him. And yeah, the Panthers already in the second half to start this thing off. Looks like they're going to stall out here on their first drive. So the Vikings are going to have a chance to go out and take the lead. They need to make a second half statement. They need to come away with this win if they have any chance of getting back into this NFC North race. Lions standing at 3-1 right now, going down 3 games. I know it's still early in the season, but going down 3 games to the Lions is not going to be good. So they need to be able to maintain pace in this NFC North race. So yeah, let's hope and see if the Vikings can come out in the second half and make a good statement. That's all we got for Purple Huddle today. First broadcast formula for the first half of the Panthers-Vikings game. We're going to hope to do this a little bit more moving forward as the season progresses, maybe do some post-game reaction stuff as well, get the fans involved. But yeah, that's all I got for you today. Josh Frey signing out. Let's go Vikings.